I reported my wife for bringing me snacks in the hospital. I was in the ICU for 3 days after my appendix almost killed me. The nurses were super strict about my diet. Clear liquids only until my bowels started working again. Jenny knew this because she was there when the doctor explained everything. But my wife has this thing where she thinks she knows better than everyone. She's always been like this. When our neighbor's dog was barking, she decided to train it herself instead of talking to them. When our washing machine broke, she tried fixing it with YouTube videos and flooded the laundry room. So on day 2, while I'm laying there feeling like absolute garbage, she shows up with this huge smile and pulls out a bag of my favorite beef jerky. I'm talking the expensive stuff from that fancy butcher shop downtown. She was so proud of herself. I told her I couldn't eat it. The nurse literally just told me an hour earlier that solid food could mess up my recovery. But Jenny just waved her hand and said the nurses were being dramatic. She started opening the package right there in my room. That's when Nurse Patricia walked in. This woman was maybe 5 feet tall but scary as hell. She took one look at the jerky and her face went white. She asked Jenny what she was doing and my wife actually said she was helping me get my strength back. Patricia explained again why I couldn't have solid food. Something about my intestines needing to heal properly. Jenny rolled her eyes and said she'd read online that protein helps with recovery. She literally argued with a medical professional about my treatment. The nurse left and came back with security. They made Jenny throw away the jerky and told her she couldn't bring food anymore. But instead of learning her lesson, she got sneaky about it. The next morning, she showed up early before the nurses made their rounds. She pulled out a breakfast sandwich from her purse like we were doing some drug deal. When I refused to eat it, she got mad and said I was being ungrateful. She actually tried to unwrap it and put it on my bedside table. That's when I hit the call button. Patricia came in and saw the sandwich. The look on her face was terrifying. She called my doctor immediately. Dr. Martinez came in looking exhausted and explained one more time why I couldn't eat solid food. He said if I ate that sandwich, I could end up back in surgery. Jenny actually had the nerve to ask if he was sure because she'd Googled it and found conflicting information. The doctor looked at me and asked if my wife was going to keep bringing food. I looked at Jenny, who was already planning her next snack smuggling mission, and said yes. So he had security escort her out and flagged her in the system as someone who couldn't visit without supervision. Jenny called me crying from the parking lot, saying I'd embarrassed her in front of strangers. She kept asking why I didn't just trust her to help me feel better. I had to explain that sometimes helping means listening to the people who actually know what they're doing. She didn't visit for the rest of my stay. My brother came instead and brought me magazines and puzzles instead of contraband food. When I finally got home 4 days later, Jenny was still mad that I'd chosen the hospital over her.